have on the back.
What's going on, beautiful people? I am the Grandmaster. That is so cringe. And I also go by D-Ray, bringing you guys the final draft analysis for Season 7 of the APA. If you're excited for the find out, if you're woo! If you're excited to find out what we drafted for the final 4 weeks of the season, do me the massive favor and shadow claw that thumbs up button. And if you're new, por favor, hit the subscribe button, turn on post notifications, hit the bell button to get notified every single time we post a new video. Very excited for this. Let me actually do this. Whoop, whoop. Very excited for it. We are moving into the final leg, guys. The final leg. We were very fortunate to go 3-1 for this for the previous quarter. First week, fucking got our first 4 weeks we got our ass kicked. Drafted a pretty cool team for the next 4 weeks. It's a cool little sub rain team. I like rain a lot. Rain's cool. And pulled out 3 out of the 4 wins. So hopefully we can tread forward and finish out the season strong. There is a strong possibility we can make playoffs, but don't have high expectations. I'd rather have fun with it. You know how we are on this channel. We're not ultra competitive. We're here to have a good time, give you guys some competitive battles, and hope that we can put on a show for y'all. So we're going to talk about the team that we drafted for the final 4 weeks of the season, give you a little bit of in-depth analysis of what my thought process was, all that fun jazz. So without further ado, we're going to hop on into the game. As I did last time, was pretty well received. English. Because it's the game, right? This is fucking, this game is so gorgeous. So beautiful. So let's just go ahead and show you the game, the Pokemon in 3D. So Mimikyu is the mascot. We were pick, I think, like 12 or something like that. The way that it worked is that just Kirby, who's not playing in the season, he reshuffled the draft spots as the season went on. We were all put in pools, shuffled around, and then moved dependent on how we picked previously. So we think we got like 12th, I think. So luckily we were able to snag up Landorus-T. Landorus-T was there at 12, which is pretty pog, pretty sweet. I think that's how they say it nowadays for the kids. Phenomenal this gen, even as it was King last gen, Gen 7. Base 145 attack, crazy, good utility, one of the best abilities in the game in Intimidate, knockoff. Is nice for utility, U-turn, defog, stealth frog, good stuff. Lando's just a threat, guys. I love Lando. This is going to be named the Alpha. I don't have the sprite here to show you, but I have a custom shiny sprite. It's basically a white tiger, but with blue instead of black, so white and blue. Pretty solid stuff. It was like a white tiger. Shout out to Olivia Sama. But yeah, really excited to get Lando. Next pick we picked up was Cinderrace. Cinderrace was a good Pokemon we've had for the second team of the APA. It did really well for us, so I wanted to just grab it again. We had the opportunity to do so, and it's a good partner with Lando. Lando doesn't really want to deal with grass types very well because it's unable to click its stab and go unresisted, as well as being able to bot flying types for neutral damage. So Cinderrace being able to get rid of those bulky grass types is really nice. Lando is part flying, but it doesn't get any good flying stab outside of fly, and that's a 2-turn move and they can just switch out. So rather just get a fire type to be able to come in on the ice type moves that are 4 times super effective against Lando. And being able to bop those ice types and those grass types. So Cinderrace is really great. It's a good option for court change to remove hazards on ice side and flip it to the opponent's side, and gives us pivot momentum. We have U-turn and Lando, U-turn and Cinderrace, good stuff. So I love the breaking potential, and the speed tier are base 119, I believe, which is great. We picked up Starmie next. So Starmie was going to be rounding out our offensive core. I love Starmie, great Pokemon, good rapid spinner. so it gets the hazards on our side of the field and not have to remove them in general, because defog removes all hazards from play. Rapid spin just removes the hazards that are on your side, not your opponent, so you can maintain your hazards up during the game. Pivot momentum this gen with flip turn is phenomenal. A great breaker with analytic. If they switch out, even though you're fast, speedy Starmie, you'll still be able to get the analytic boost on the Pokemon coming in, which is great. I think it gets the one where you switch out and then you refresh the status. I think I put it on this one. Analytic, no, it was can't remember off the top of my head. What was it? I'm actually gonna look it up right here now that we're here. It's the ability that when you switch out Starmie and you come back in, you change natural cure. That's what it was. So it's a great status absorber to be able to come in on Scalds that both Cinderrace and Landorus don't want to deal with, and it's a water type that beats other water types with coverage like Thunderbolt, so it's able to switch in on resisted water type moves and then just click Thunderbolt for free and break those opposing bulky water types that come in face Lando and Cinderrace. So I think that was really good for the team. And then we got Kamo. I've been wanting to try Kamo for the longest time, and this is Kamo with Clangorous Soul, which is the introduction, the move that it got in Gen 8 that was a stem from the Z move of Gen 7 with the cost of 1. How much? Let's see. Kamo. It's a good chunk of health, but it's worth it because it is an omni boosting move. Clangorous Soul, you lose 33% of your health in exchange in +1 in every one of your stats, and that's attack, defense, special attack, special defense, speed. So great mon to be able to set up sweep. If I can set up screens like with Starmie, which does get reflect and light screen with flip turn, and then be able to bring in Kamo and omni boost, that would be really nice. With the dragon fighting type, it's a good mesh offensively and defensively with the mons that we have so far, especially with Starmie being able to deal with those bulky dark types. Gets stealth rock, which is nice to get that pressure off of Lando to have to run stealth rock, which is really cool. Can be run physically, can be run specially. It does get an exclusive dragon type move, which is sound base. I think is Clinging Scales, which is base 110 and 100% accurate at the cost of a -1 defense. So that is really nice, and in combination with Throat Spray, which is a sound boosting +1 special attack item. So if you click a sound boosting move, it pops and it boosts your special attack by 1. So Clinging Scales does qualify for that. Gets Boom Burst too if you want to do it that way. But great special coverage like Flash Cannon for fairies. It gets Flamethrower, which is really nice in combination to deal with some steel types that maybe don't want to take some fighting type coverage, or I can't hit it with that. That could be really nice. So Kamo's got crate coverage, and Belly Drum shenanigans is pretty cool. Gets Belly Drum, which is nice. Setup options for speed and rock polish and autotomize, I believe. So a lot of really cool stuff you can run with Kamo. A lot of options, a lot of utility. And it's great for draft league to be able to have your opponent prep for a Pokemon that can be run in any which way, in my opinion. We picked up Wheezing here. This is Galarian Wheezing. Galarian Wheezing has got a great poison and fairy typing. Gives us defog and pull that pressure off of Landorus, like I said, with Stealth Rock on Kamo. So Lando doesn't have to run defog, which is cool. Gets Toxic Spice, which is awesome. 3 phenomenal abilities. It gets Misty Terrain, which is I think it's Misty Surge. That's what they call it. Misty Surge, Levitate to remove its ground type weakness, and it also gets Neutralizing Gas, which allows it to remove or turn off abilities. So if there is an ability that is hindering the field to play, then I can bring this in and turn that ability off and become a nuisance. The biggest one to note is this is a great Hawlucha check, because Hawlucha has Unburden, and if Hawlucha's Unburden gets turned off and it loses its speed, if you have a Choice Scarf Wheezing, which is something that I did run in the GDL to counter an Unburden Hawlucha, it was fucking epic. You can look back on my channel and check that out. The Hawlucha was at +4 and had the Umbreon boost, and Wheezing came in. Was Choice Scarf, turned off the Umbreon, outsped and killed it with Strange Steam, which is really cool. One of many options you can use with neutralizing gas. So this is going to be a great utility and defensive Pokemon for the team. Very nice to have on it. We have Magnezone here. Magnezone is here for the purpose of defeating bulky water types as well as trapping steel types, which was really nice. But mostly I just wanted to use it. I haven't used Magnezone. I really want to bring Specs Analytic boosted Magnezone to just bop stuff. Mostly don't really need to trap things. Steel types mainly because we do have Cinderrace on this team, but mostly just to break those bulky water types that want to come in on both Cinderrace and on Lando and just hit them really hard. It was a good price for what we were looking for, and we needed a steel type, so it's able to come in, just break, really just break. An incoming ground type doesn't want to take a Specs Analytic boosted Flash Cannon, so great Pokemon to just bop and poke a hole, so Lando can come in and clean up, or Cinderrace, or even Starmie, depending on what set that we run that week. Got Umbreon. Umbreon is going to be our bulky dark type Pokemon. It's going to be great to be able to come in and soak those ghost type moves because we've kind of gotten ourselves a little bit weak to ghost, and a great cleric for the team. Heal Bell is nice. Wish is really great for the team because there's not a lot of reliable recovery on it. Lando doesn't get it. Cinderrace doesn't get it. Neither does Kamo or Wheezing, so being able to pass wishes off to those mons are nice. Gets baton pass for pivot momentum if it's gonna bait in something like an offensive, really strong fighting type or a fairy type. We can bring in Umbreon, and as they switch those Pokemon in, click baton pass, and then bring in our threats, which is really great. Foul play allows it to not be too much of a setup fodder. So if it's an offensively set up Pokemon, Foul Play is going to punish those monsters for clicking Swords Dance or Dragon Dance or things like that. It gets access to Taunt to prevent opposing setup, which is really nice. A lot of great utility. I like Umbreon a lot. I just haven't utilized it in Draft League very often, and I do want to use it on the Wi-Fi scene, so I'm glad to be able to pick that up. Gardevoir. Gardevoir is our second fairy type, an offensive fairy because it fits really well in the team and it's really cheap for what we had going on. Psychic and fairy typing is really great. Trace is an awesome ability. Very offensive, base 125 special attack, I believe is what it has. But it hits things really hard. And having an offensive fairy on this build is going to be great. And having Wheezing being a defensive fairy / poison type is nice, but being able to have offensive fairies, which is one of the best typings in the game. Shout out to Mimikyu. Gardevoir just has a lot of room to shine, especially because Magnezone is on this team, as well as Lando and Cinderrace. So steel types are the ones that come in and really check Gardevoir, and so Gardevoir is able to really run rampant if I'm able to pressure them so much with 3 very offensively present Pokemon. Cinderrace, Lando, or Magnezone can come in and just eliminate the opposing Pokemon, the opposing team's steel type. So that way Gardevoir can just go absolutely fucking nuts. So next up we have this Tauros. Tauros is our speed tier of 110. Great Pokemon, very underrated, very underutilized in my opinion. Tauros is a phenomenal wall breaker with the sheer force ability. Pairing up with Life Orb, this thing hits like a truck. Gets that stab boosted body slam that gets boosted by the sheer force and the Life Orb, so that thing hits like a truck. Great coverage, right? It's a Gen 1 normal type. Even on the special side, it can run Blizzard or Ice Beam or Thunderbolt or Fire Blast. Even though it is a physical attacker, it gets access to Close Combat, Earthquake, things of that nature. Even though Close Combat and Earthquake don't get boosted by sheer force, it still comes off a great 110 attack, I think is what I have. And Tauros is 110. No, 100 attack and 110 speed. But it still has great coverage and regardless. Like really good stuff. This thing being able to outspeed a lot of stuff. Double Edge if I want to run that. We have Earthquake like we talked about. Outrage for dragons, Mega Horn for dark types, and for steel for psychic types. Lash Out is really cool. Stone Edge gets Surf, Throw Chop, Thunderbolt, Wild Charge, Zen Headbutt that gets boosted by sheer force. A lot of really cool options. A great wall breaker and great cleanup specialist. Good cleaner. This thing is here to just break stuff, and paired up with an Assault Vest, it can be bulky to soak up things like soak up hits from like Gengar, things like that, Dragapult, things of that nature. So great mon to add to the squad. Mirantis is here, very low tier goated Pokemon. Shout out to Dr. Slacking. Great mon, really good. It's very underrated. It was very cheap here. So it's able to give us a ground resist as well as a water immunity, as well as spikes. Spikes with this team is going to be really great. And this thing, don't sleep, man. I think it's got a base 105 special attack stat, so it can hit relatively hard. Yeah, 106 special attack. So on the special side, it's actually stronger than Tauros if you take out Sheer Force and Life Orb and stuff like that. But it's a very good offensive Pokemon. But being able to be that defensive utility mon with like Leech Seed and Spiky Shield, which is protect, but when you make contact with it, it does damage. Knock off for utility, which is really cool. Drain Punch if you want to do that. Cotton Guard shenanigans, a lot of really cool stuff. Priority and Sucker Punch, a lot of cool things that Mirantis can do. Very good value for how much it's priced at. So we wanted to pick that up, swoop that up. Our last Pokemon we picked up was Araquanid. This is our water type, our secondary water type, the Starmie. Webs was a big priority here because Lando being able to just come in and be banded. Base 145 attack is nuts, plus a base 100 Earthquake plus stab, and only 91 speed, so being able to set up webs and speed and slow down the opposing team, so that way Lando can just click buttons. So Cinderrace can click buttons, Magnezone can click buttons, Gardevoir can click buttons, Tauros can click buttons. Webs just worked out really well here, and having Starmie being able to rapid spin is nice to not have to remove our own hazards. So we have every form of hazard on this team. We have spikes, stealth rock, toxic spikes, and now sticky web. G-Max is not allowed, so Carper Jaws, steel type spikes don't count. We have every form of hazard, which is phenomenal. Great bulky water type if we don't want to run Starmie in that manner, if we want to bring the both of them. Water Bubble is a phenomenal ability for this thing, can't be burnt, boost the power of liquidation or any kind of water type stab. Leech Life buff is really nice for this mon. Toxic Protect is a great set. This thing can run Magico because it's a very speed-def Pokemon. So a lot of things that Araquanid can do. This also has a custom shiny sprite. It's got like the hazard yellow and black. You'll see that in the games when we do bring it. But that is the team. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section below. I think that I can show you. Yeah, so this is the team that I brought against or we're gonna play Mount-A pretty soon. So that game was already played, so I guess below what we brought. We have the alpha. There's the custom shiny sprite for that, and I think we have an Araquanid somewhere, maybe, question mark. Let's see if we have an Araquanid somewhere. The Araquanid's also custom shiny sprite, and I don't think that I have an Araquanid just chilling in my box. And for it, I really wanted to show you, but you guys will see it when the time comes and we do bring Araquanid. We probably will a couple times. I looked at the schedule that we have moving forward, and it's looking like Araquanid is going to be having a pretty good matchup. But that's the alpha. That's the white Lando. But this is the team. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. We got 4 weeks of the season. We definitely have a shot at playoffs. We could finish out 7-5, even though we had such a crazy bad start to the season as we returned to Draft League, kind of getting our foot back, you know, in the swing of things, getting our toes dipped into the water, and we're looking to have a good time, y'all. If we make playoffs, we make playoffs. If we don't, we don't. We're here to give you guys some fun battles with some great people. And that's all I got. And clip blabbering. Quit. I can't speak when it's late at night. Oh my lord. Have a great rest of your night, y'all. And above all else, be nice. Peace.